Marius is one of the best champions in the game, and he features in a lot of my videos as well. But I get this comment very often from you guys is, well, I can't get to him because I'm stuck on this mission. Well, there is one particular mission. If you're stuck on that mission, I have a team for you today to unlock Marius. And if you do already have a Marius, this team will still work for you. What team is this I'm talking about, and which mission does it unblock? Let's find out. Hey guys, SMZ here. We're back playing Raid Shadow Legends. And guys, the team that I have today for you is to unblock Ice Golem Hard 10. I know, I have done way too many videos on Ice Golem Hard 10, but this is very important. This is very different because it uses something that's crazy, a very crazy combination. And it's not going to be the fastest team, but it will help unblock the Ice Golem Hard 10 times or 20 times, I think it is, the mission that you have for Marius. And you can do it full auto. But if you already have a Marius, you can still use this team to farm food in the Ice Golem Hard 10. I know that the Ice Golem Turn Attack tournament is live. This will not probably help a lot towards that because this team takes a long time, but this will definitely help get the job done. There's a free champion that you can get by using the link in my description. That is Narma the Return, a great champion to battle the Demon Lord. And you can get her alongside other crazy good epic champions like Anax, like Uugo, and like Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. How to get these champions for free? Here's how to do it. You go into your Plarium Play and log out of your current account. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email address. Download the game and then play the tutorial. And you will find Narma sitting there chilling in your inbox, and you can get all of these crazy good epic champions as you progress through the game. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Click the link in the description and get these cool champions. And the champion that I'm talking about, guys, is none other than the god tier rare champion, Paragon. Yes, the Paragon cheese, Mr. Cheese. I have been using Paragon a lot. I've fallen in love with this guy. I use him in my Chimera team, Ultra Nightmare. I do above 200 million damage with 13-14 trials. Once I've even done 15 trials on Nightmare, and Ultra Nightmare is always 13 or 14 trials. But this is such a great champion. And I've put on a couple of videos, and if you guys remember, I put out a video playing around with this relic when it came out. And this relic obviously is visually bugged and it doesn't work, or it shows that the damage is being reflected on the Chimera when it's not. However, it does throw back some damage, and that's what got in my head. That's what I thought about on how I can make this work. Now, I'll talk about the builds later and I'll showcase the run to you guys, but the two terminologies or the two methods in how you can use this team is either you can use it with Marius, with food champions, like Marius can clear the waves, and then when you get to the boss, Paragon is essentially gonna solo the boss, guys. He's gonna solo the boss. If you don't have a Marius, obviously for the mission, then you can use a CA reset team. If you don't have a CA reset team, if you don't have a reset champion like Marius, like Chimera or like Renegade can also work. Then you can use any combination of damage dealers, control champions to clear the waves. Clearing the waves should be relatively easy if you have good crowd control. So I'm going to showcase both those situations to you guys today. But Paragon is the key. And the good news is he's very easy to build. For this particular comp, extremely easy to build. The only thing you have to build into him is his resistance. And for Ice Golem Hard 10, from what I've checked on hellhades.com, the accuracy required is around 500 to be able to resist the debuffs. And one thing to understand for this fight, first of all, again, very important for the Ice Golem. Ice Golem is never gonna try to take away your buffs. His minions, the two adds that he has, one of them puts decreased defense, one of them puts the heal reduction. They don't remove your buffs, right? So they're not going to take away the unkillable. And Paragon obviously has the 2-turn unkillable on a 2-turn cooldown, meaning he can keep the unkillable on himself for perpetuity. Now, can we get crowd control? And that's the thing. Yes, generally we can, but not on his A1, not on his A2, but only on his retaliation hit, his Frozen Reckoning, which happens when his HP drops below 80, 60, 45, and 30. The cool thing with this comp is that the damage that it's being done is the reflected damage from the relic, right? And there's a small chance that Paragon will proc it and then the freeze will activate. we've built enough resistance so that we can resist the freeze, but there's one other important element, which is the use of pinpoint. So pinpoint gives you the intercept stack, one intercept stack at the start of the round. In case from those 4 hits, for some reason you get the 3% resist, even the 3% chance to proc the freeze, even though you have a high resistance build, intercept will save you. If you're more worried, you can build 6-piece pinpoint. If you're more worried, build a 9-piece pinpoint to get the 4 intercept stacks. But generally, from what I've tested, 1 intercept is more than enough. So how this run works, it's going to be a long run, but I'll just showcase the build at the start of the run, and then I have filmed this previously, and I'll just replay that video just to make this filming of the video not go on forever. So how this goes is, again, this particular combination is for if you have a Marius and if you want to farm food. Marius will clear the waves, and the good news is that Marius will also basically do the first hit, which will drop him down to almost 1/3, and now he'll kill everybody. That's perfectly fine. We expect that. There you go. Now the race starts. So in order for the relic's effect to proc, he needs to be at 0 health, which now he is, which means do not build too much defense into Paragon. That's very important. Now the boss keeps hitting, and if you notice over here, his HP is going down as he procs. And of course, one other important element would now be, as you can already think, Paragon needs to be built quite slow. The slower he goes, the more turn the Ice Golem takes, which reflects back the damage to him. And this just continues basically forever. Let me load up the video with which I did this. So this is the video. You can see I've just fast forwarded it a little bit further, and it's basically the same thing over and over again. We're 5 minutes into the run. I'll just continue forward. The health is going down. I don't want you guys to sit watching this, and there's gonna be the final hit. There it is, guys. So going back into the game itself, so as you can see, all the damage done by Paragon, as you can see right here, almost 6 million damage, guys. Marius obviously I used here for the first hit, but I'm gonna showcase this. Of course, my selling point for this video is that it will help you do Marius missions. So can you do this without Marius? Of course you can. So for that, what we'll do is we will bring in, can you make this go away? Seriously, so many quality of life features, but this is so annoying. Plarium, please fix it. So I'll use a very standard Seer reset team. So we have Seer, a reset champion, and a buff giver or decreased defense champion. I use Ghostborn for his basically reliability. He can put irresistible defense down. If you do not have a Chimera, you can also use a Renegade. You will have to do 1 extra turn, but that's fine. If you don't have enough buffs, you can bring in 1 more champion. You can bring someone like a Mithrala or someone like a Lydia. But let's go with the setup of the team, and I'll showcase the presets as well, of course, for both teams. But we start off with defense down, nuke by Seer, reset, defense down, nuke. There we are. And now all we need to do is wait for the boss to basically kill us. For this very reason, I've started Paragon with not starting his unkillable for the first turn, but do it as an opener, his A1 or his A3. But now it's basically the same thing. And let me showcase, there's a video for this one as well that I have. There it should be. Yeah, there it is. Same thing that I just showcased to you guys, and he's just, you can see the intercept is still on all the way through. It's going all the way. The same thing is basically happening. And on, very close, and boom, 1 more hit. Okay, there's gonna be a couple more hits. There it is. 10 minutes basically in game time, but it generally is a bit faster as well, especially on the Marius one, I would say. But this gets the job done, as you can see. So let's see, 1 sec. I need to pause it at the right moment. Can you please? There it is. So as you can see, again, all the damage coming from Paragon right here. And then Seer is obviously having the damage for the waves. And this team just works, guys. This team just works. This combination is insane. So let me stop this run right here that I started, because again, don't want to prolong the video more than it needs to be. So one very important thing to understand is the presets, how they are making it work. So for this particular team, I have Paragon not doing anything for the first 2 stages, for first 2 rounds, and then on the 3rd round I open up with life shackles, so that, because if I start off with the unkillable, there's a chance he puts an unkillable on one of the other champions, then our strategy fails. So by doing this as an opener, what I allow is for the boss to have 2 turns to kill my team. If your team is weak enough that the boss wipes your team in 1 hit, then you can start off with the damage control. do put this as the first choice. Very rarely, sometimes Paragon has a tendency of doing this one as well instead of damage control. Very, very rare, but it happens. So that's why I would recommend that you do this. For the normal standard 3% or 4% reset teams, Kaimar does not do his reset on the first wave, and then otherwise you don't need to worry. Here he will start off with the reset, and then on the third wave we don't worry because he will die anyways. Ghostborn, no presets needed. He always goes for his A3 first. Seer, you kind of have to force the Karma burn, otherwise she starts off with the clan banner in both waves. The third wave, just have her not do it, just in case, because if she does, she also blows off the unkillable in case she survives, which first of all is not gonna happen. Then for the other team that I showcased with Marius, which is this one here, this is basically the same, and here I can start off with the damage control because Marius, we know he'll smack or immediately anyhow, and what that means is that the boss is going to kill him in the first hit because of the retaliation proc. For Marius on the first round I do nothing. Second round I just block his Death of Glory, then the nuke max HP hits, and then finally on the boss I prioritize this ability so that he immediately starts off and then takes 1/3 of the boss's health if you have Slayer, sometimes even more, and then he basically dies. Now for this particular team, as I said, you can make it work with any kind of champion combinations to clear the waves. So for example, I'll just showcase that to you. Let's bring in Ninja. Let's bring in who else do we want? A defense down champion. Let's bring in Ghostborn once again. Ghostborn, well, should be in my recently used. There he is. And who else? Some more nukers, I would say. Who else? I'll just bring in like squishy nukers so that they can die at the boss. So let's go in with this team. I'm not gonna set presets because I just want to showcase that this strategy will work with any combination of the 4 champions who will let you clear the waves. In the end, for the boss, all you need is Paragon. That's it. So waves are dying slowly but surely onto the first wave. Again, my champions are built very well. I have an end game account. I have my Great Hall maxed out, because of which I'm clearing the waves so fast. You will not have that. What that means is it's completely fine. You will take a bit longer to clear the waves, but you can still get this mission done. So let's just do this. We rotate for the first abilities. Ninja also places the burns, which are nice. One thing I forgot, I should have thought through. My Elhain is in a stone skin set, so obviously she has 1 turn to take. Boss, please kill us. What are you doing, Mr. Boss? Nuke me. Okay, apparently because of the 6-star blessings it becomes a bit difficult. That's the problem, guys. I went too hard. Oh, I do not have gems, but if you can bring in basically not all the 6-star champions, because the awakened weakness, I think it's called, that's why the boss does less damage. So your damage dealer and some other squishier champions, preferably not wearing stone skin. So that's the mistake I made, but this will work. Unfortunately, I've run out of energy, so I cannot showcase, but the concept stays the same. The team will work if you can just clear the waves. So let's go on to the builds then. So for the builds, where are you? Paragon, there he is. So with Paragon, I have him, as I said at the start, pinpoint is nice to have just in case the retaliation hits freeze you, and in that case it can be a problem if he doesn't put the unkillable on time. So having a 4-piece set for pinpoint or a 6-piece set would be nice, but not mandatory. The problem with getting higher on the pinpoint set is it also gives you more speed, 10%, which is generally something we do not want, because that just, the slower Paragon is, the faster your run is going to be, because that's the more turns Ice Golem is going to take. The other set I've used is stone skin. Is it not fully stone skin? Yeah, it is. So 4-piece stone skin just to give the initial shield. It's not needed. The reason I use stone skin is I'm basically just saying where I can extract more resistance. So 40 resistance from here. Stone skin buff is good to have, not needed. Another 20 from this 1-piece protection set. If you can also build in, for example, something like Righteous, something like a, what's that set called from Bommel? What is that set? It's called Fortitude, yes. So this set is also, you can use anything that bolster your resistance. You need to build him with high resistance. I have him with 617, which is overkill, obviously. Around 500 is enough, and as low speed as possible. As you can see, my speed is coming from basically Blessing, Faction Garden, Masteries, and very little from Artifacts. And the one that is coming from Artifacts is just because, just to fulfill my pinpoint, I had to bring in this one. It says 11 speed. Otherwise, I don't think I have speed on anything else. Yeah, I don't have speed on anything else. It's just the set bonuses as well, because pinpoint, as I said, gives 10% speed. And then Grasp, if the higher you can take this relic, the more damage will be reflected. It's not a lot of damage. It's just 5%, and you can add on a little bit more, but it's not crazy. At higher levels, obviously, it will reflect back more. I'm using this gemstone, which is nice. The reflect damage effects deal more damage. This one is just I don't know why it's there. It's not needed. I can literally, this is doing nothing because he does not remove any buff. And then I'm using Indomitable Spirit. That's a difficult word to pronounce, guys. So this one has a chance of blocking your crowd control debuffs, including freeze, which is also an additional utility, additional way to basically stop the freeze chance that I was talking about earlier. And if you have a 6-star, which on rare champions is much easier to get, I would say, other than Cold Heart, Paragon is one of the very few rare champions. Even in the end game, it's useful to get him to a 6-star ascension. So I would highly recommend getting this. In terms of the masteries, this is what I have. For the other champions, I will not gonna go into a lot of detail. Marius is built in 9-piece Slayer. These are the stats. Cat's Gaze, 6-star Rend. These are the masteries. For the Seer, I actually even took off her ring to make her a bit less stanky, but these are her stats. 6-star Rend on her as well, no relic, and these are the masteries. A reset champion, you don't need anything. Ghostborn, the only thing you need is, for me, I put in a shield set, so that's one more buff to strip. And he just needs to be faster than your Seer, but slower than your Kymar or reset champion, essentially. And my Kymar is just my fastest champion on the team. That's pretty much it. So guys, this is gonna be a great team, which is gonna help you unblock the Ice Golem Hard 10 missions. And let me know, test this out. Let me know how it goes. I have a lot of other Ice Golem Hard teams on my channel, which basically will help you do the Ice Golem Turn Attack tournament. So if you're looking for that, please check that out. If you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Helps me out tremendously as a new creator. Thank you very much for watching once again, and see you next time.